What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Self, and today I will be letting you know exactly what materials that you need to farm or begin farming in order to get ready for Hu Tao. And even if you don't want Hu Tao, you can use the methods that I use to get ready for any new character in the future as well, and I will explain how to do so at the end of the video. Now, keep in mind, before we're going in, I just want to stress that things are subject to be changed because this character has not been released yet. However, if you are very skeptical, you can never go wrong with preparing things that every character needs, like XP, like Mora, and the agates. Since every character so far needs agates, it's a pretty safe guess that new characters are going to need them, and the weapon as well. Those are all the safest things you can farm. So let's start off with something basic, leveling up. In order to fully level your Hu Tao from 0 to 90, it's going to take you 415 Heroes Wits. Now, if you don't have that many Heroes Wits, but you have a bunch of Adventurers experience, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So just take however many Heroes Wits you have, divide your Adventurers experience by 4, and I'll let you know just about how many you need. Now keep in mind, this isn't free, it's Genshin Impact, and it's gonna cost you some Mora. Just to get you from 0 to 90, it'll cost you 1,672,000 Mora. As far as obtaining XP goes, there's gonna be an upcoming Leyline event. I thought it was going to be for a month, but I guess it's only a week long. That's fine though. As always, events, chests, quests, and the battle pass if you have purchased that. Plenty of ways to obtain character XP. What else do you need? You need to ascend your character. It's not just leveling up, you also got to ascend them. So for Hu Tao, you need 168 Silk Flowers, 46 Juvenile Jades, 36 Energy Nectars, 30 Shimmering Nectars, 18 Whopper Flower Nectars, 6 Pyro Gems, which are the gold ones, 9 Pyro Shards, which are the purple ones, 9 Pyro Fragments, the blue ones, and then, of course, one of the green ones, which are the little crummy things, which are called slivers. If you don't know where Silk Flowers are in the map, you can find them in front of Wangshu Inn, and you can also find them around the upper side of Liyue Harbor, where you gotta take the stairs up. And in addition, if you really press for time and you need them, you can also purchase them from a vendor in Qingce Village. It's kind of expensive though, so I'd highly recommend you just get the free ones, but if you're really loaded, and I mean really loaded because some of the stuff that you're gonna need to fully get Hu Tao to max is gonna cost you an arm, a leg, and a kidney, so I really hope you have the money. Juvenile Jades are farmed from that new Geofish Shop boss. Easiest way to get there, you take the waypoint in Nantian-men, and you just walk all the way down. Just make sure that you take a shield character for the Geofish Shop. It helps make finishing him a lot faster. So if you are pressed for time, what you can do is you can just farm the Geofish Shop boss a lot, and you're gonna get a ton of different agates of different types that you probably don't need, so you can just use Dust of Azoth on them, however much you have to convert it, and then later on, then you can say, okay, I have X amount that I still need, I'm gonna fight the Pyro boss now, which is what you're gonna need to get the rest of your Pyro agates. And if you don't know where the Pyro boss is, all you gotta do is teleport west of Luhua Pool, and just jump down, and there's a cave right there, you can jump right in. One thing of note, I just recommend you take a water character, because you gotta kill that shield it has, and then it'll stun it, and then it'll make the boss really easy to kill. That's all. Pyro boss is a lot easier to kill than the Geofish Shop boss, so if you're killing Geofish Shop boss, you shouldn't really have much trouble killing the Pyro guy. The nectar can be farmed off Whopper Flowers, which are all across Mondstadt and Liyue, but if you cannot find them, you can always open your Adventurer's Handbook, and the game will mark their locations for you if you're having trouble. And you can always do ley lines as well, sometimes they spawn off those. And just to ascend, the Mora cost is going to cost you 420 Mora. But together with the leveling cards, it's going to cost you a total of 2,080,000 Mora to get your Hu Tao from 0 to 90 and ascended, in addition to all those other materials I just listed. So good luck. It's why I told you, be very careful about buying those Silk Flowers, because this is hefty expensive. Next up is a rather simple one. I wasn't really going to get into it, but just in case you guys don't know, the weapon is also pretty important. But the problem is the weapon is, a lot of them are gacha based. There are 2 that you can craft, so for the cases of an example, I'm just going to talk about this prototype Starglitter, which is one of the 2 craftable weapons. If you have a better one, just use that. The following things that I'm going to talk about apply to any 4-star weapon. Just change the materials out, but the numbers are relatively going to stay the same. So you're going to need 607 of those large crystals to get your Starglitter or any 4-star weapon from 0 to 90, and at 1,000 Mora per crystal, that's going to cost you 607k, which is a hell of a lot less than the Ascensions. You're also going to need 10 damage masks, 15 stain ones, 18 ominous masks, 15 fragile bone shards, 18 sturdy bone shards, 27 fossilized bone shards, 3 grains, 9 pieces, 9 bits, and 4 chunks of arrowsiderite, which are the only materials of the ones I just listed that require resin. Again, all of those numbers that I just listed, you can swap out for different materials for different weapons that you have. As far as Mora costs go, the 4-star weapon with the Ascension costs is going to cost you a grand total of 757,000 Mora, and a 5-star is going to cost you 910,000 plus 225,000 from Ascending for a grand total of 1,135,000 Mora. Now, talents are a little more tricky to map because of the RNG that you're going to need from bosses, but in general, this will give you a rough estimate of what you can plan out. This is going to be different based on playstyle, based on who you are and how you want to play the character, so I'm just going to put general blanket things of what you're going to need, and then you can calculate them on your own. But the most important thing that you need for these talents are the books, and Hu Tao needs diligence books, which are obtained by completing Taishan Mansion located in Jueyun Karst. There's a small puzzle that you'll need to do to unlock it, but it's really simple. Crowns are you're going to need to get to level 10. Those are obtained through special events, or if there's no event, you could always complete the Frostbearing Tree and Dragon Spine. That'll net you one. And Shards of Foul Legacy are obtained through the Golden House Domain fight that are a weekly boss, but those are RNG. You have a 1 in 3 chance, roughly, of obtaining one of those per week. As far as specific numbers go, 21 Blue Diligence books, 3 green, 22 Shimmering Nectar, and 6 Whopper Flower to get your talents to level 6, and it's only going to cost you 122,500 Mora to get 1 talent from 1 to 6. However, if we want to go deep, if you want to go super deep on this, it's going to cost you 6 Shards of Foul Legacy and a crown, and 38, I call them gold, but they're technically purple, Diligence books, and 31 Energy Nectar to get one of those talents from 6 to 10. And just to get from 6 to 10, it's going to cost you 1,530,000 Mora. So together with the 122,000, that's roughly 1.75 million Mora per talent. This is a thing that's going to kill you. If you really want to level all 3 to 10, you probably shouldn't. But if you really are that dedicated to Hu Tao, or whatever character, and you want to go deep, that's what's really going to cost you both arms. This is crazy expensive. Now, the problem that I have with talents, though, other than the RNG drops, are that those drops are so poor. Even at the max level, sometimes you'll get your purple, but most of the time you're getting like 3 blue and 3 green, which are abysmal. That's only going to translate to about 1.5 golds. I keep calling them golds. That's only about 1.5 though. And you need, as I said, 38 per talent. It's going to cost you so much that I think in the beginning you're better off just trying to get your talents to level 6. It's a lot safer, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot less resin on you. And then later on, once you're in like the sort of late-ish game of trying to complete Hu Tao, you can get her artifacts, which are the true late game, and then you can also try and get her talents, the rest of her talents, to level 10. And that, I think, will leave a lot of stress for you as you try to... Because getting everything is going to be a headache, unless you already have it. So if you're starting right now, start with the simple things. Get those agates, and then get those jades, and then get a little bit of books, and then use whatever artifacts you have. And speaking of artifacts, that's the next part I want to talk about. Your artifacts on Hu Tao. Artifacts are the most important thing in the late game when it comes to your stats. They are the end game. They are the true gear of Genshin Impact. Do not snuff on them. Do not sleep on them. However, don't really worry about them at first. Use whatever the heck you have. But just to briefly go over it, I calculated it, and approximately it takes about 270,475 Mora to get a 5-star from 0 to 20, but only 153,300 to get it to 16. So you can save about 100k if you only get your artifacts to 16. So for now, I recommend you getting your sets to plus 16s at least. And it's even cheaper for a 4-star. You get a 4-star, it's only 122,000. In total, if you wanted to get 5 artifacts to level 16, that's going to cost you 766,500 Mora. If you want to fully get them to 20, each one from 0 to 20 will cost you 1,352,000. That's going to cost you a lot. So as I said, hold that off for the end. Do everything else and then do this. And finally, the other thing I just wanted to briefly mention is sort of a roundup of everything I just mentioned right now. So I have 2 builds. One is a max build for a hyper carry Hu Tao, and the second is a less investment burst nuke build of Hu Tao that's only at level 60, which I think is a lot easier and less stressful to build. But here's the 90 setup. Here's everything that you're going to need. It's just a recap of everything I mentioned. Only stipulations are that this is with the prototype Starglitter. If you got a better weapon, obviously you're going to need more. And I only have 1 talent at 10 and 2 at 6 because I believe it's Very, very hard to get a bunch of things to level 10. If you happen to have enough mats to get 2 to level 10, you go for it. You're gonna go broke, but go for it. And a plus 16 set of artifacts. Something more reasonable that more of you can get. And finally, the other thing I was talking about is that burst nuke support build for Hu Tao. If you can't fully get her to 90 because you don't have all of the materials and everything to get her to 90. This is a relatively safe build of her. Here you go, level 60, level 6 talents across the board, plus 16 set of artifacts, and a level 90 prototype Starglitter. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and a hell of a lot cheaper. If you've watched to the end, I just want to thank you, and hopefully, so if you watched to the end, I hope this helped you out. I spent a ton of time because I haven't really found a resource that helped me when it came to building new characters and preparing for them in the future, so I just wanted to have something there. Now you guys have it, and if you don't want Hu Tao and you skip to the end, you can use all of the numbers that I have in this video for any future 5-star ever. Be it Ayaka, a Venti rerun, a Zhongli rerun, whoever else comes out in the future, you can use the same exact numbers, just replace the materials. Those numbers are going to be the same, the Mora costs are going to be the same, the talents are going to be the same, just switch the different things that you're going to need. You can have all of this prepared, you can make spreadsheets if you want for future characters using these specific numbers, go for it. I just want this to be a valid resource for other people in the future, not necessarily just for Hu Tao, but for whoever else, to help them out, because those numbers get crazy and there's going to be a lot of resources. As you saw, people are going to go broke getting this character to 90 or getting any character to 90. So it's going to take a lot of time and I don't want you guys to feel bad about it. If you've watched until the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. Please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If not, that's all good. Have a fantastic day. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.